I was diagnosed with chronic lymphocytic leukemia in April 2010. I had been walking up the same hill for 30 years. All of a sudden, I couldn't get up that hill without stopping. That was when I thought I really should go and see my GP, just in case there is something wrong with my heart. To see leukemia mentioned and to hear those words, it was an awful shock and a terrible surprise. I wasn't in a panic about it because I felt quite well. And we just thought, well, we'll get through this thing. Chemo was fine, actually. That was for about 6 months. It kept it at bay for 5 years, the chemotherapy. So I was very satisfied with that. As that clear time passed, my doctor noticed that I get something called AIHA. It's a destruction of my own red blood cells. Once we decided that it was time to give me some treatment again, we decided that we should go on the daily pill, which is what we're doing now. And we're now in our, we're starting our 3rd year in that. My routine is I've got a little chart which we print off every month, and I write the time on it that I took the pill, and that works for me. I can pretty much do everything now that I wish to do. I cope pretty well with the CLL. I would prefer not to have it, but I can't think that it's really spoilt my life in any way. We need to go to have our blood tests every couple of weeks just to make sure everything's moving along smoothly. My doctor said to me on the day that he diagnosed me, he said, "Jackie," he said, "it's not curable, but it is manageable." And I've stayed with that in my mind because it's very comforting sometimes just to say to yourself, yes, it isn't curable, but I can manage it. I've found the way to pose that is actually to know as much as I can about CLL. I contacted the Leukaemia Foundation and they've been very helpful when I've needed some questions answered. Very helpful indeed. We have our motorhome, and so we can travel. We just go to Tasmania quite often, so we do our blood tests over there, and then you just carry on your normal life. I think the best way to cope with all this is just to own the disease. It's yours, it's up to you to manage it yourself and to be as fit as you can. They've just started the same treatment as I have. I think they could feel very positive about the future. My general approach to life was pretty much the same as it was before I had leukemia. I'm just going to live my normal life the way I planned to live it before I had leukemia.